Good morning, student. I hope you are fine in this wonderful morning. So, student, in last class we studied about the harmful effect of microorganism. The microorganism causes disease to plant, animals, and human beings are known as pathogens. All those microorganisms which causes disease to plant, animal, human beings are known as pathogen. So, student, how this pathogen causes disease? This pathogen causes disease by air, contaminated food and water, by bites of insect, or by infected person to a healthy person. So students, now a question arises, how disease transfer from infected person to a healthy person? To understand this, we will study a new topic that is called communicable disease. So student, we will know what is communicable disease. Those disease which are spread from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food, or by any physical contact are known as communicable disease. So student, the disease which are spread through air, water, or contaminated food or through any physical contact, so these are known as communicable disease. So we will know what are those communicable disease. So those communicable disease are common cold, cholera, tuberculosis, and chicken pox. So these are the diseases which are spread through air, water, or through any physical contact from to a healthy person. So student, how this communicable disease can be prevented from spreading? How can we prevent through spreading? We can prevent it from spreading by maintaining proper distance from an infected person to a healthy person. What should we do? We will make a proper distance. We will use any antiseptic lotion when we will meet to an unhealthy person. Then after visiting him, we will use antiseptic lotion to prevent those pathogens which can affect us. Diseases like common cold, cholera, or tuberculosis. Our second example is use of handkerchief while sneezing. Student, what happens when an unhealthy person sneezes or a healthy person sneezes? 1,000 of droplets spreads in the air, and those droplets carries virus. And when it comes to contact to a healthy person, then these virus enter in the body of healthy person and causes diseases like common cold, cholera, tuberculosis, and chickenpox, and person get infected by those diseases. Now students, transmission of pathogen can also cause communicable disease. As we have studied earlier, what is pathogens? Bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoa, which causes diseases or which spread diseases are known as pathogens. So students, transmission of pathogen can also causes disease. We will explain this. How transmission of pathogen can cause communicable disease. So transmission of pathogen can take place by insect or animals. These organisms act as a carrier of pathogen. When insect or houseflies sit on garbage or animal excreta, then these pathogen stick on their bodies of houseflies, and when these houseflies, that is the carrier of pathogen, sits on the uncovered food, then these carriers transfer those pathogen to those uncovered food, and when they transfer those pathogen to uncovered food, then those food become unhealthy or unsafe to us. When we consume it, then we get those pathogen in our body, and we suffer from disease like common cold, cholera, tuberculosis, and chickenpox. So student, female Anopheles mosquitoes acts as a carrier of pathogen. These female Anopheles mosquito acts as a carrier of pathogen which carry pathogen along with it, and the pathogen and the disease caused by the pathogen is known as malaria. Female Aedes mosquito, it is also a carrier of pathogen. The female Aedes mosquito acts as a carrier of dengue virus. So these female Anopheles mosquito and female Aedes mosquito were the two examples of the pathogen carrier which can cause us disease. Female Anopheles mosquito cause us malaria, while female Aedes mosquito cause us dengue virus. So students, all the living organisms like plant, animals and human beings are susceptible to disease which are caused by pathogens. So student, a question arises, what preventive measure should be taken to stop, breed or spread the carriers of pathogen? What preventive measure or step can be taken to stop the breeding or spreading of these pathogens? So our first point is by keeping surrounding clean and by proper sanitation and sewage disposal. So what should we do? By keeping surrounding clean, by proper sanitation and sewage disposal. We will understand this. So student, the garbage should be disposed away from the reach of children and residential areas. And it must be considered that those garbage are disposed properly and even properly sanitized. Our second point is doors and windows should have net to stop mosquitoes and flies. What should be done? The doors and windows should have net so that the mosquitoes and flies should not enter in our house. Student, as we know that female Anopheles mosquito, the bite of female Anopheles mosquito causes us malarial fever, and the bite of female Aedes causes us dengue fever. So we should use net in our doors and window so that they do not enter in our house and causes us malarial fever or dengue fever. So we should use net in our doors and windows so that those pathogens cannot enter in our house, and we can keep ourselves and our family safe. Our third point is by preventing stagnation of water, collection of water in ditches, drains, coolers, unused pot and old tires. So student, what should we do? As we know that these pathogens in dirty water, it is suitable environment or suitable place for these pathogens to breed in dirty water. So to avoid breeding of those pathogens in those dirty water or stagnant water or in a collection of dirty water, we should not let them breed in ditches, drains, coolers, so that they do not cause us diseases. In short summary, we should keep ourselves hygienic as much as possible. Students, all living beings like animal, like human, plant and animal are susceptible to disease. So we will know what are those diseases caused in humans and the mode of their transmission. So the bacterial disease caused in human are pneumonia, tuberculosis, cholera and typhoid. So the bacterial disease caused in human and their mode of transmission is pneumonia. The mode of transmission of pneumonia is by air. The mode of transmission in tuberculosis is by air. The mode of transmission of disease like cholera is by contaminated food and water. And the typhoid also, the bacterial disease typhoid, which is caused in human, and their mode of transmission is contaminated food and water. Contaminated food and water. Food and water. So now the viral disease caused in humans are common cold, influenza, polio, chickenpox, measles and jaundice. So the viral disease caused in humans, the mode of transmission of common cold is air or by physical contact. Physical contact. The mode of transmission of influenza is through air. The mode of transmission of viral disease like polio is through air or water. The mode of transmission of viral disease like chickenpox is through air or by physical contact. The mode of transmission of viral disease like measles is through air. The mode of transmission of viral disease like jaundice is through contaminated food and water. So to get rid of bacterial disease, we use antibiotics, and to get rid of viral disease, we use vaccine. So students, not only bacteria and virus causes us disease, but protozoa also causes us disease. So what should we do to avoid those diseases? So what are those diseases? The protozoal disease, dysentery and malaria. So what should we do, and what should we do when we suffer from dysentery or malaria? So we should consume boiled water, light food or proper hygienic condition when a person suffering from dysentery. When a person suffering from malaria, we should use insecticides like DDT and use mosquito nets to avoid those malarial disease. So students, till now we have studied the bacterial disease. So in bacteria, to get rid of bacterial disease, we use antibiotics. To get rid of viral disease, we use vaccine, and to get rid of protozoal disease, we use antibiotics. So students, like human beings, plants and animals are also susceptible to diseases. So disease caused by microorganisms in animals and plants are. So disease caused in animals are anthrax, foot and mouth disease in cattle, rinderpest in poultry birds. So what is anthrax? Anthrax is a bacterial disease which occurs in cattle and human beings. Foot and mouth disease is a viral disease which occurs in cattle. Rinderpest is a viral disease which occurs in poultry birds like chicken or duck. So disease caused by microorganisms in plants are: blight of rice is a bacterial disease which occurs in rice plant. Citrus canker is a bacterial disease which occurs in citrus fruits like orange, tomato and lemons. Tobacco mosaic is a viral disease which occurs in tobacco plants. Leaf curl and roll is a viral disease which occurs in tomato or cotton plant. Yellow mosaic is a viral disease which occurs in ladyfinger plant. Fungal disease which occur in plants caused by microorganisms are rust and smut is a fungal disease which occurs in wheat grains. Potato blight is a fungal disease which occurs in potato crops. So student, these are the disease which are caused by microorganisms in human, plants and animal, and from examination point of view this topic is very important.